Hi, this is just a video to show you how to uninstall the elements from an ST210 machine and install replacement elements or replace it with a 12 ounce or 710 ounce latte element. So to start off, you need to disconnect the wiring at the back of the machine. So if I just lift the machine up here, you'll see that you have these plugs into the back. What you'll need to do is unscrew this bracket here by turning it anti-clockwise. And once that drops down out of place, you need to unplug it like so. And you see this hole here? You need to feed this through the back of the machine, out through the front part of the machine. Be very careful when you do this because there are some cables that are responsible for the temperature control of the machine and also the heating of the elements. So now that's out of the way, there is a plastic bracket just there for both elements. As you can see, we've already got one element uninstalled for the machine, and that's just to speed up the process of the video. But there is a Phillips screw holding it down with a plastic bracket, so we'll just unscrew that now. So now that we've got this part out of the way with the cable, you need to actually uninstall the element itself. So to do that, you'd unscrew this thread all the way, so the precious thread you'd unscrew all the way. So to do that, you need to turn it anti-clockwise, just all the way until it pops out. Okay. You can bring the handle back there, out of the way. So once you've done that, you just need to uninstall these 4 screws here. So if I just do that now. Careful not to strip the threads on the machine, on the frame of the machine, because it's quite difficult to get them back in if you do. And also try not to strip the head of the screw as well, because it will be difficult to get out and get back in. So once we've done that, you'll see that the bracket that holds the element onto the machine will come right off, and you'll be left with the element itself. And we need to remove this part of the bracket as well, just so we can replace it on our new element. So we'll just do that now. One thing to note is just be very careful when you're handling mug elements, because the way that the brackets are cut out, they can come quite sharp, so you can end up cutting your fingers on these pieces here, so just be very careful. So once that's out of the way, we've got our bracket off, we can just put the 11 ounce element to the side, and we've got our 17 ounce element that we want to install in the machine. So the process is pretty much just the reverse of the removal. So we first start off by fitting the bracket. So if we put this behind here, and the front part of the bracket. Now it can be a little bit tricky to do this, but you will get there if you have some patience. Best thing to do is just start a screw off on both sides, just so we can hold it in place. Okay, and we're just going to tighten those down now. And we'll just put the remaining 2 screws in. Okay, and we'll move our elements into place on the machine, like so, and move the elements in place so we can fit the second part of the bracket just here. And same again, just start 2 screws off on each side just to hold it in place. Now once we've got that out of the way, we can thread this part back into the handle. We just bring the handle forwards just slightly and turn it clockwise if you're facing the machine. As you can see, it's threading back into the machine. Now this part you may require some pliers because there is a bolt that's supposed to hold. There's like a screw that's part of the bracket that needs to be held in place, and you can't have this coming away from the screw because otherwise you'll be screwing this in and the bracket will come away from the element. So we'll just screw this back in just so it holds on there. So this is the nut that I'm talking about, so it'll need to be tightened clockwise. Sorry, anti-clockwise if you're facing the back, or with the front of the machine it would be clockwise. Just so we can get it snug up against this plastic bracket, this plastic thread, or handle, whatever you'd like to call it. You may need to hold the handle itself just so you can get it tight on there. Okay, so we can continue turning this anti-clockwise. It screws back into our handle. One thing to note is you may need to push the handle all the way forward, otherwise you will have some difficulty screwing the thread in, so push it all the way forward. Now what you'll find is with the 17-ounce latte element, you will have to bring the thread right in, otherwise it will be too tight on the mug when you're placing it in. So as you can see, we've got our element installed on the bracket. So the final part is what you need to do is place the cable back in the machine. So if we thread it back through the holes where we removed the cable earlier, like I say, be very careful because there are some wires back here that you need to be very careful of. And if you can see, I've just pushed it through the back of the machine. And you just need to reconnect the plug back in here. Don't be too concerned about how you place the plug in. There is a bit of a notch that prevents you from plugging it in the wrong way. And screw this back in place here just to secure it in place. And there you have it. We've got your 17-ounce element installed on the machine. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps. If you have any questions or have any trouble with this, send us a message at support@ukcutter.co.uk. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.